Good morning. So, what to do when you get bored of doing the things that you know you need to do, whether that's eat more protein, exercise more, the things that we know we need to do already and probably don't do. So, the first thing I'm going to say here is that actually might surprise you, but it's actually to give yourself permission to actually have a break. Eat whatever you want, have a break from exercise if you don't want to do it. Just give yourself permission to make the choice you want, because sometimes when we feel policed by rules and all that, so like, well, we should be doing it. When it's a should, it becomes a bit of a fight on willpower. So give yourself permission to do it. I guarantee, in most cases, you'll eat rubbish for a few days to a week. You might not exercise for a few days or a week, but after a while, there'll probably become a point where you also get bored of feeling a certain way. Like I know for myself, for example, there's been a few days over the last few weeks when we've had to isolate with COVID and whatnot, and it's been like, I don't know if I can be bothered to actually exercise today or do my usual exercise today. And I didn't actually get it done on a few days, that even though it's quite a small goal that I set myself. And I was a bit like, you can either beat yourself up or you can go, actually, I'll just give myself permission not to really do it today. And I didn't do it. And then after a few days, I started to feel a bit like sluggish, a bit tired. And actually I got essentially, hey Hillary, bored of feeling sluggish, bored of feeling tired. And then it's a case of, okay, what's the choice I'm wanting to make now? How do I want to feel now? Then I actually wanted to do it because I was missing the feeling of having done something. So I gave myself permission not to exercise for a few days and just went, or for as long as I feel I need it. But it reaches a point where I know, blimey, I just need that kickstart again. I just need to do it again, because when I do it, I know I feel so much better. And then the question is, who else is impacting? I'm bored of my own irritableness with the kids, for example, bored of not being so jumpy and play with the kids and so silly with the kids, right? And then I'm getting bored of my own habits. So it really depends sometimes how we define what boring actually is and what's the opposite of that. Now, the other part of this is your goal too boring? Is it too specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timed? SMART goals, everyone's heard of that. Is it too aligned with SMART, so aligned that it's just like so boring? Do we need to set a new goal that excites us a bit more? And that's something that crossed my mind actually a few weeks back. I'm trying to do a one-arm pull-up, as I have done for literally over a year now. I will get there, but it's taken a long time. But actually I was like, when I look back and think of how far I've come with that, it's quite exciting to be able to go, yeah, I can do a one-arm pull-up, for me personally. And that kind of a goal, something that I've wanted to accomplish for a while. But the problem is, when I achieve that, then it's going to be like, what next? So I'm already starting to think about a few things there. But sometimes we've got to set a more exciting goal, a goal that actually scares you a little bit, that you go, oh. So for example, I know I signed up for a Spartan race pre-COVID. And because of COVID, that got delayed, and we haven't got around to doing it yet. However, when I signed up for that was well out of my comfort zone. I don't really run, and that's half marathon with like 30 obstacles in there, monkey bars, all that type of stuff, burpees if you don't do it, well out of my comfort zone. And there was a bit of like, oh, damn, I better do this, because if I don't, I'm not going to be able to do it. And that in itself was motivation. And when that got delayed, it got a bit like, well, I don't need to do burpees anymore. Win, I'll delay that. So there was that motivation going in the background there. So there's a few things to consider there if you're getting bored of doing the things that you know you need to do. Number one, give yourself permission to just not do them and see what's more boring. Doing those things, or perhaps getting a balance in there, or actually getting bored of how you feel when you don't do the things that you know you need to do. Because I was speaking to someone the other day and she was saying, I'm just bored of yo-yo dieting, doing good for a few days and then not. And I just need some accountability, and I need to just get back on track a little bit in terms of showing up to exercise sessions again. I need a date and time to make sure I have that structure again. Because when I have that, I know I feel better. I know everyone around me benefits. I know I sleep better, and everything kind of falls into place a little bit more. Hey, Christine. Hey, Karen. So, and then the second part of this is obviously to set a more exciting goal. Don't be so smart with your goals. Maybe scare yourself a little bit with a goal. And it's like what some of the ladies do every day here when they turn up for their first session. It's like, oh, like, will I be too unfit? All these questions come into it. What do I wear? What time do I get there for? How like all these things that we go over in the one-to-one. And that's why we have a one-to-one to start with, to make sure everything's clear for you, so you're not just blindly showing up and going, I think I'm doing it right. You're doing it safely, effectively, because ultimately that's what's going to get you the results. And that's what's going to get us no longer bored of perhaps feeling a certain way, whether that's bored of trying something and not doing it, bored of going back to comfort eating, binge eating, bored of feeling tired, whatever that is. So I hope that helps. Any questions on that, do let me know, and I'll see you later. Have an awesome day. Speak soon.